Good afternoon, everyone. It is Central Time is 2:51. It's Eastern Time it's 3:51. So we're about 9 minutes, 35 seconds before top of the hour, and that's going to be when qualifying starts for the Canadian Grand Prix. 18 minutes on the board already. All 20 drivers will be involved in this session. Bottom five are going to be knocked out. 15 move on to Q2. Those are the rules. Those of you knew that already. Most of you, but some of you are new here. Just want to make sure we got that. I'll probably repeat that a few times. I thank everyone here. I got see Shay, see Paula. Stefan's here. These are the people who have thrown money. The channel help us support here at YouTube. One of the bonuses that they have a bunch of emotions. Dark is here. Dark predicts Verstappen, Oscar, Hamilton. Nikodek thinks Oscar looks weaker for this Grand Prix. Well, he did hit the wall champion, but he did get back out again. So I did not expect that in Q3. I mean, pre-practice 3. What else you guys are saying? A moment. Miyake's here. Paula's here. Shay's here. Stefan's here. I'm just trying to go over again. Yeah, those are following Le Mans. How again? It's about 5 hours, 5-6 hours through beginning of that race so far. How any major news out of Le Mans so far? You guys can drop that chat. Tell me. See, I see Ferraro here. Some Ackerman are here already. Very. Trying to say right now. Again, we are this race to see channel. This is Crash with you live. We are again under 7 minutes to go before green light for Q1. Again, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. Oh, we have a chance. Let's take a look at the decision documents. Again, the FIA passed all of the documents related to Stewart's decisions. But okay. All right. So, car 63, George Russell. So he was. Let's see, when did it? So there's a document here for Russell exceeding pit lane speed limit, excuse me, by 0.1 kilometer hours. Team is fined 100 euros for that. Now there's a second document. Which in second incident where he was over by 2.2 kilometers per hour, again fined another 100 euros for so two pit lane speeding incidents with Russell so far. So those are the first two documents. These are documents in 27 and document 24. 26 and 25. Oof. Basically are alleged undertaking under red flag. So let's go through these. Car number 5, Gabriel. Um, they, this is just required to report. Car number 22, Yuki Tsunoda. So these are just, they did not make a decision on those as of yet. So they, both Yuki and Gabriel, um, basically there's a alleged overtaking under the red flag. Um, they were summoned, but I don't have a decision document on them yet. So we'll see what happens with that and as we go forward. We'll have to look that up again later on. There's maybe something that applies to what happens tomorrow for the race. Has been usually cold track? No, it's not cold to track. It's warm. It is reason. It's summer. The issue is that the track is um, it's dirty. It's there's a lot of dust and dirt on the track to begin with, and the only two races, only two groups that are racing on that track this weekend is the F1 Academy and F1 itself. Looking at right now. Again, we're about 5 minutes and 30. To make sure I'm not live. There we go. There we go. I got a minute and 53 seconds before we go green light. Again, we're using the C5, C6, and C4 compound. So C4 is our hard, C5 is our medium compound, and the C6 is our soft. And we're we're getting questionable results out of that C6 again. We saw this with Imola over the whole length of this lap here. The C6 doesn't hold up, is not durable. It doesn't perform as the C5. The other thing is that we know the C5. They know that's been, we've seen the C5 as the heart, as a soft compound many, many times. And so ultimately, there's a lot of teams that are going out, will try and go out on the medium tire and try and get into, try and definitely get into Q2, Q3 on that medium tire, definitely. So it is one of those. Yeah, we'll see what happens if you start seeing the medium tire on cars. They're using those medium tires that dispense to the race itself. Carlo, poll today, tricky one. Russell maybe could be a Ferrari for a change. Yeah, I mean, there's, I mean, the top four are all there. I mean, McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, minus, Max is there, but Yuki's not. Um, Mercedes, Red Bull. I mean, they're all in action. Um, but you've got Aston Martin in the mix. You've got Williams in the mix. You've got Racing Bulls in the mix. So it's gonna be interesting what happens. We will likely have a surprise exit. Now, of those, I'm gonna take Yuki off the board, and we've gone green light, and Science is gone. Science and Williams are going out first right away in Q1. So here we go. Qualifying has started for the Canadian Grand Prix. This is the Racing Discus YouTube channel. This is Grash with you. Haas is going to be second going out onto track. Alpine will be next. Colpino, then Gasly. So this is one of those. Free practice showed that a lot of the teams are in the groove, are competitive this weekend. Tony Loomis thinks that Isaac might start C5, C6. Not C5, P5, P6. Some accurate he's going to go for Stroll, but it might just be Stroll. That would be crazy if Stroll was on the pole. I don't think Stroll is going to be on the pole. Of the two, I would think the Aston Martin drivers, I would think Alonso would be on pole before we see Stroll on pole. It is 42 degrees Celsius, track temperature 21 degrees. Air temperature, excuse me, 30 degrees humidity, 32% humidity. Air pressure about 100,000. 19 millibars, which again, we haven't seen much change in the weather this weekend. It is sunny and bright and warm. G's in chat for a stroll on pole. No, no, we're not doing G's for that. So right now, the only ones who are not out on track is Norris, Verstappen, Alonso, and Oscar. And it could be any moment, any of those could be on track. So they are coming out. Antonelli complaining, had to avoid impeding. And they were lined up to come out on track. Starting to see first times are going to be set soon. Yeah, I'm seeing like 115s, 120 on the board, but those are not representative times because Gasly is 113.787. I think Alpine is going to go around a second time on those. So they're starting on medium tires. I think they're going to go around a second go to warm up those tires. So now that's a 113.287 on top of the board. Russell right now fastest second and first sector. Sonoda has the fastest third sector. Sainz has gone P2. Stroll P2, gap of 0.34 thousandths. Russell P1 with 112.574. Purple lap. He's 6 tenths ahead of everyone else at the moment. At least 6 tenths. Sonoda. Antonelli is 60. So here we go. Antonelli takes third sector from Russell. He is only 600ths behind. Yeah, 0.06 behind Russell. Isaac comes in 493 behind Russell. So 113.067. Don't think a 113 will be enough. Yeah, I don't think a 113 is enough. But that's where we sit right now. I mean, we still have 6, 7, 8 drivers who haven't really set times yet. So Max still in the pits. He has not come out yet. Bordello has come up to P3 to 112.880. It's known as pitting right now. I think it's a traffic issue. Why Max is not out there. Again, you don't have to be the fastest. You just don't have to be in the bottom 5 right now. Bierman's P10, 113.736. Colpino does a 112.779. He's only 2/10 off of the pace right now. That's pretty good. Gasly P5, 112.918. Stroll right now fastest for a sector. Lawson up to P6, 113.049. Norris does P3, 112.696. He's only 122 thousandths, so 1.22 behind Russell Antonelli. Fastest third sector. Fastest second sector is Oscar right now. Oscar was the top of the board. 112.332. This is the guy who hit the wall champions in free practice 3. So Stroll P2, 112.512. Albon to 10th. Ocon to 17th right now. We've got 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Right now, Leclerc is the driver at risk 15th. He's 1 second off right now. Ocon just went 16th. Behrman 17th. Alonso 18th. Hamilton 19th. Has not set a time. Alonso is the fastest first sector right now, so he's about to set a time. Verstappen is on an outlap. So Alonso went P3. Gap was 188. It is a 112.520. So Hamilton, on a second lap go around, and Verstappen is on his outlap still. Leclerc just went P2, 112.493. Antonelli on a new flying lap. Norris starting a new flying lap. Max now going around starting I expect him to be starting a flying lap. Hamilton on a flying lap. He has not set a representative time so far. A 141 lap, which is not representative. So he's on a flying lap. So is Max. Looks like it is Hamilton ahead of Max on track. And we've got Norris, Antonelli doing a 112.587, so improving his time but not his position. Russell Russell on a flying lap now. He's improved in sector 2. Isaac has gone to P7 with a 112.654. Hamilton P2 with a 112.348. He is only 16 tenths behind Oscar. Max has gone to the top of the board, 112.273. Russell's gone P4, 112.366. So Max has got 59 thousandths ahead of Oscar, 75 thousandths ahead of Hamilton, 93 thousandths ahead of Russell, and 220 thousandths ahead of Leclerc. Only 24 thousandths difference between Stroll and Leclerc and Stroll, so it's 2.244, and then Alonso's 2.47, so it's 3 thousandths between Stroll and Alonso. So we're talking such small gaps here. So as it stands with 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Alonso has just gone to the top of the board with a 112.39. Wow, 112.239. That's 34,000 faster than Max. Bottom board, Albon is driver risk at 15th. Lawson, Hulkenberg, Sonoda, Ocon, Behrman are the ones in the drop zone right now. Again, these are all 113s. Watson just jumped to P10 with 112, 678. Sonoda just going to P9, 112.609. Albin off new flying lap right now. Yeah, Yuki is about a little more than 3/10, 3.36 is the difference between Max and Yuki from P2 P9. So where we stand right now is Sainz is the driver at risk. Albin, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Ocon, and Behrman are in the drop zone. We've got new flying laps from Albin, Ocon, Behrman. Hulkenberg is in the pits right now. Why is he not out? Are they waiting? I think it might be a waiting game to come back out for that final lap. Why do they bother with the Ericsson quality? Because it'll give them more speed. That's really what it ends up to. Is if they can use it, they will force speed. Ocon just moved up to 14th. He's there's a 112.8. Behrman goes to 19th, a 113.126. Oh, we have a red flag. What just happened? Oh, so oh man. Oh, the engine cover on Albin's car is just blown off. Kaboom. Um, they're saying this is going to save Albin from because he'll be able to get back to the pits. They got to collect. They got to collect the debris that's on track first of all, which is why the red flag has come out. It's come out with 5 minutes and 30 minutes left to go. Will be able to get back to the pits. They will able to replace that engine cover. Duracell battery exploded. That's one way to put it, Hippotenta. Can Albin continue? Yes, because he'll be able to get back to the pits. He's gotten back to the pits on his own power. They'll be able to repair his car because they're going to have to take some time on track to clear that debris. It hit a bird. How does carbon fiber just explode like that? You get air pressure underneath that. If something, if yeah, team penalties for badly fitted engine cover. No one crashed. It's the engine cover for Alex Albin has basically blown off the car. So what's going to happen right now is that Albin's has gotten back to the garage, and we are in a red flag scenario. They're cleaning the track because there's debris on the track. That's why the red flag had to come out. Albin would have gotten if failing to race instructions. Which instructions did he not follow? So we will after this session there'll be a decision. Let's take a look at decision documents just quickly. Okay, so they did put in the decision for overtaking a red flag. We'll get those between Q2 and Q3. So basically Albin's cover blew open. and that put debris onto track. So we have to clean the track of debris, otherwise, it would. Otherwise, we are at risk to have cars take punctures for no good reason. Two, because Albin got back to the pits under his own power, they're able to repair the car. He's allowed to continue in the session. Is there much small debris? Uh, yeah. I mean, like the whole side of the engine cover came off. Is the session going to be stopped? Yes, the engine session has stopped. That's the thing, Tarzan. That with the red flag, the time stopped at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So there is actually enough time to repair the car and send him out and have him do a lap. So again, what happened is that something got underneath, the air got underneath the cover of that engine cover. That's one of the, most likely. We're going to resume at 16:20. That's going to be in 3 minutes. So Albin's the backside pod by the engine blew open, and it could be something that happened with the engine, but most likely there's something wasn't. Air probably got underneath it and gave the pressure to pop that off. So they have enough time to repair that. They should have enough time to repair Albin and send him back out. They're going crazy on that car at the moment. Albin can continue if they can get him back out. So because that came off while he was on track, there's debris on track, and that's what brought out the red flag. So I'm right now two sessions in a row with a red flag. FP2, you disappointed me. We had people turned around the wrong way and all sorts of things, and Stroll got off track, and I didn't get my second red flag at FP2. Oh, this is the third red flag of the weekend. We had a red flag in FP1 because Leclerc hit the wall. We had a red flag in FP3 because of debris by the wall champions, and that was a combination of Oscar hitting the wall there, and also Hulkenberg spinning in his back wing, hitting the wall there as well. So we had a red flag to clean up the debris from those two jokers hitting the wall. And Oscar's right now P3. He's only 93 thousandths behind Alonso, who's currently top of the board. Alonso has a 112.293. That's top of the board. Bordello is the driver at risk. He's a 112.880. It's a difference of 6.41 thousandths. 641 thousandths, I should say. But yeah, session has paused. So unlike practice, and we are actually now green again. Oscar's going to go out again. Lando is in danger. Yeah, Lando is actually he is in danger at the moment. He's done a 112.696. I think right now we have to assume that the cut line might be around a 112.5. Somewhere between 0.6 to 0.5. That puts Yuki in danger at P9. I think those who have are under 0.6 right now, 112.6. So Antonelli, Stroll, Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Oscar, Verstappen, and Max. I mean, Verstappen and Alonso. I think those they're probably safe already. But you can see that Leclerc and Hamilton are out. Oscar's out. Norris is out. So they're not taking a chance with their time. And there's also a bragging right scenario. It's like take that psychological. Doesn't Yuki have a 10-place penalty? That's a good question. Take a look. Gabriel overtook car 87 under the red flag. No further action. Yuki does have a 10 grid place drop. So car 22 took over to RD1 under the red flag. So Yuki does have a 10-place grid penalty. Repractice 3. That's ouch. Albon's still in the pits, and Verstappen's still in the pits. Max may not come out. He's pretty. I would assume he's pretty safe. You go out because ultimately Oscar's gone to the top of the board with 111.939, fastest third sector. Norris right now is the fastest second sector. He's going to the top of the board with 111.862. Times are tumbling even faster. Leclerc going P3. Right now, Bartolomeo is the driver at risk. Science, Gasly, Albon, Bierman, Hulkenberg. Gasly has the fastest first sector right now. Coming across the line, he's going to go only 12th. Doesn't improve in sector 2, sector 3. He goes a 112.667. He may be at risk. He has enough time to go around and do another lap. So we're still in the zone right now that people who are completing laps right now could go around and still complete another lap. Colpino jumps up to P6 at the 112.234. That should get him into Q. Ocon right now, driver at risk. He's got a 112.8. Waiting right now. They're all on out laps. They're going around. So Behrman's going. We got Hulk and Ocon, and then we've got Norris. Norris is pitting. Oscar's saying out. Okay. Is he going to go for another lap just for the hell of it? Yes, he is. I think Oscar's going for another flying lap. Isaac Gajaz has gone to P5 with a 112.221. Russell right now is the fastest first sector. No, fastest second sector. My apologies. He has a good first sector. Also, Stroll has a good first sector. Russell goes P5, 112.075. And it only goes to P10, 112.2. That will get him in. Right now, Gasly, Ocon is a 112.8. Lawson goes up to 13th. And so times are now being baked in. We only got 13 seconds left. So has gone 12th. Hulkenberg gone 12th. So Lawson's the driver at risk right now. Gasly, Ocon moves up to 14th. That's going to put Lawson down to 16th. He is out. Gasly is out. He's not improving in his times. Albon just went up to 6th. That just put Stroll out. So Stroll, Lawson, Gasly out. Bortolao and Sainz let to go. Sainz only gets to 16th. He is out. Last one to look is Bordello. He goes to 16th as well, and that's going to give us our 5 that are out. It's Bordello, Science, Stroll, Lawson, Gasly. So that is our Q1. Again, right now we've got Yuki Tsunoda 14th, so he is. Max just went to P5. These are just bragging rights at this point. Max had a very late lap. I'm surprised that they sent Max out. So that is Q1. Our 5 that are being kicked out is Bartlett, Science, Stroll, Lawson, Gasly. This is just Q1. We're going into Q2 next. Claudia, are you freaking kidding? Which one are we kidding about? It's harder to find defend Williams. That would be Science with 17th. But Albon's 8th. And Antonelli had a lap time deleted. He did, yeah, but he did go P11, so that was 112.279. Talk to point out that it's only 0.8, typically 0.841 is from P1 to P20. Yeah, it was the time to beat was a 112.378. Oh man, Barlow misses by 7 thousandths. That's the difference between P15 and P6. That's being in and out, 7 thousandths. Science missed by 20 thousandths, 200ths, 0.02, 0.007 for Bartolella. Q1 incidents between Isaac, Albin, a whole bunch of them. They were probably going too slow at some point. Not getting that answer. Yeah, they're not gonna. Again, there was a note about Albin for failing to follow race direction instructions. No further investigation on that. Right now, we're waiting for Q2 to start. Again, this is the Race Statistics channel. You were here on YouTube. We are on Twitch. Yeah, how is Stroll getting kicked out of Q1 while Alonso is the fastest in the first sector? Difference between Alonso. Alonso did a 112.073 and Stroll did a 112.517. That's about a half second difference between those two teammates. Again, being asked, why does I assume Stroll stay in F1? I mean, dude, dad owns the company. He owns the team. And Aston Martin's okay with him not being um, so there's a turn signal incident involving Isaac and Sainz will be investigated after the session. So woohoo, tomorrow before the race we'll have decision documents to go over. Why did Aston Martin only use medium tires? Because the medium tires in a lot of scenarios are better than the softs. They don't degrade as the softs do. And they've got more data on with the soft. I mean, they know what the softs are. That's the C5 compound. They know how that performs and how to use it better. And here we go. We are. Here we go. Making sure I'm live and everything correct. Again, we are about 45 seconds, 50 seconds into Q2 already. Verstappen, Norris, Oscar, Colpino, Alonso, Behrman, Ocon are the first ones out on track. Then comes Leclerc and then Hamilton. So it'll be another minute, minute and a half before we start actually getting times put up on the board that are representative. Max is crossing the line. I'm expecting him to go fast right away. You'll have Hamilton, Leclerc, Ocon, and Behrman to deal with at least in this lap. Right now, we're waiting. Yeah, we got our first lap. So we've got Hamilton, Verstappen having to pass Hamilton. Might have to pass Leclerc as well on this lap. Right now, we've got 11 of 15 cars out on track. Waiting for Mercedes, we're waiting for Isaac, we're waiting for Sonoda to come out on the track. Oh my. Max comes out and sets a 111.638. See what Oscar does. Norris does a 111.676. He's only 38 thousandths behind Max. Here comes Oscar. He comes in and sets. He's on P3, but he's only 77 thousandths behind Max. We're talking about first three laps are within a tenth of each other in the 111s. Colpano just did a 112.390. He's 7.52 out. That would get him into Q2, but I don't know if he's going to get him to Q3. Behrman, he does a 112.340. He's literally half of a tenth faster than Colpino. Alonso not setting a representative time at the moment. Noda on track right now. That leaves Isaac now coming out. So only leaves. It's leaving the Mercedes. Clerk does a P4, 111.918. Hamilton does a 111.935. Albon up to P8, though that's that's a 112.918. He's like over a second off. That's not going to get him in. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and Mercedes is finally coming out on track. And I think they're doing this so they can get clean air. Alonso up to P6, 112.036. 111 is going to definitely get into Q3. The question is, how many are going to get into 111? Max was on the mediums, yes. He's done 4 laps on those medium tire. And he did a 111.638, and the last lap was a 111.644. So he's only 6 thousandths, 0.006 off his best lap. Hulkenberg going to P10. Russell is finishing his outlap. And then Antonelli is going to finish his outlap. Sonoda goes to P7, 112.317. We've got too many people bunched up at the 112.3. That's Sonoda, Behrman, Colpino. Isaac just did a 112.4. He's the driver at risk right now. We're still waiting for Mercedes to set their times. They're on their flying laps. Max is going to pit. I expect Hamilton to pit as well. So we're going through a pit cycle with those who have come out already, and then we've got Russell and Antonelli doing their laps. Hamilton stays out on track. Comes Russell. He goes up to P6. It's a 111.960. Hulkenberg pitting. Clark and Hamilton are staying on track. That's interesting. Here comes Antonelli. Antonelli goes to P8. It's a 112.106. I think Antonelli's probably safe with that lap. He's probably safe. Uh-oh, what happened? Just had to, okay, so we're still going. Okay. Can you guys hear me in chat? Hamilton's gone up, so he just did a to P4 111.885. Is involving Alcon will investigate after the session. What's happened here? Okay, cool. You guys can hear me. All right, so it's just something on my end that has happened. All right. 6 minutes go in this session right now. Albin, Hamilton, and Clerk only on track. I'm expecting them to pit. As we stand right now, Bierman is the driver at risk at P10, though Yuki is within thousandths. So we got Sonoda at a 112.317. He's virtually driver at risk as well as Bierman. Colpino is 112.390. Isaac is P12, Alcon's P13, Wilbur is 14, Albin is P15. Antonelli is Antonelli, Alonso, and Russell. Yeah, Antonelli, Alonso are threatened by the fact that they are in the 112s. And it depends on how these guys drop. And Clerk just did a new flying lap, 111.626. So they're doing these banker laps. That's what Ferrari was doing. They're doing banker laps that will get them definitely. Hamilton with a 111.885 will get him into Q3. Kind of. Do you think Leclerc will leave Ferrari? No. Here's Albin. He just did a P 111.963. That should get him into Q3. But we'll see. We've got 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. What happened to Max? Max is P2. Max is coming out onto an outlap. So we will, again, expect to see everyone, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Isaac. The only one who hasn't come out of the pit as of yet is Isaac. Sonoda's out. Antonelli, I would expect him to come back out onto the track. Kirk the Cladak from 2016. Not 2066. No, it's not happening. Sorry, but Red Bull's not the same without Checo. I mean, Checo wasn't doing his. Part of the issue is Checo wasn't doing that great at the end of his tenure at Red Bull. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a Checo fan, but he wasn't doing well to be in that Red Bull seat, and that was even after they gave him a contract extension. Two minutes 30 seconds left to go. To be honest, both of his replacements are even worse. I mean, I don't know what to say. They put. I don't know why they put Lawson in instead of Tsunoda, and then just swap them with 2 races. I mean, that's the crazy thing. No, Tony, that's not impeding. That's saving lives, and it has saved multiple lives. Yeah, that's just out of. Sonoda just got a toe. Sonoda, though, that no, he's starting a flying lap now. Oh, okay. He probably got some help from Max at the beginning of that lap. It was a 30.1 in sector one. Leclerc just did a 19.9. Russell just did a 20.0. Tsunoda is improving all his times. Russell has gone top of the board with 111.5. Comes Tsunoda. Tsunoda's 112.1. P9. And he goes P8 with a 111.9. So Tsunoda is the driver at risk. We've got multiple drivers below him still active. Here we go. This is 13 seconds left to go. Albon's crossed the line. Ocon right now is going to come to the line. He is going to be the first one to take the checkered flag. So the times are now starting to set in. Ocon goes, does not improve his time. Isaac goes to P9, kicks out Sonoda. Here comes Alonso, he's P10. Alonso goes up to P6, puts Isaac driver at risk. Colpino is non-improving in his times. Here comes Hulkenberg. He goes to 13th, doesn't make it. I think that might be it. Yeah, that is it. Sonoda, Colpino, Hulkenberg, Behrman, Ocon are going to be kicked out in Q3. In Q2, I should say. That leaves us with Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, Oscar, Alonso, Hamilton, Albon, Antonelli, and Isaac in Q3. The difference between Isaac and Sonoda was 1/10. Literally 0.99. Literally. Sonoda was a 112.102. Isaac was 112.003. Literally 0.99. Yeah. So with the penalty now, we know Yuki will be starting P20. I don't know why so you think Hamilton believes in P12. End up P7. He's like only 3/10 off the pace. Again, we've got P1 through P10. It was 0.433. Take a look at the decision documents again. What did you do for P20? So, oh, let's see what's going on. Again, for those who don't know, Yuki has a 10 plays grid drop for overtaking over red flags in Q3. Q3 will start at 16:56, so that is in 4 minutes. Again, right now, this is the Race Statistics channel. This is Grash right here. Oh, G's in chat for Yuki. Let's get those G's in chat, everyone. I want to thank Breatrack. I want to thank Sam Ackerman and Varel for being in Twitch chat. I want to thank everyone who's watching on Twitch, everyone who's watching on YouTube. Well, Colpino will be investigated after the session. You see, yeah, Colpino maximum delta time. That will, let's see. Again, Oncon will be investigated. Follow race director's instructions. Investigated after the session. You got several, such as Isaac, Albin, Antonelli, Burrow, Leclerc, Norris, Hamilton, Russell, Hulkenberg, Oscar, Lawson, Sonoda, Gasly, Steintz. Failure to follow race instructor, maximum director time will investigate after the session. I'll probably throw that off. Again, there's the incident with Isaac and Sainz noted impeding. That will be investigated after the session. So we've got things for the students to do after quali that's going to potentially change the race or qualifying order already. Hurting F2. There is no F2 race tomorrow, unfortunately. Again, this is Grash with you. We are waiting for about another 4 minutes. I believe it's four more minutes before Q3 starts. Lining up live. The Ferraris are at the front of the line. I think Hamilton is first, and I think Charles is second on the pit lane exit. Yeah, Shashank, I'm going to assume that you're talking about F1 and not Le Mans. I know Le Mans is going on right now, but basically in qualifying, there are 3 sessions, Q1, Q2, Q3. And basically, because we have 20 drivers on the grid, basically they're all racing to set a lap time the fastest as possible. 18 minutes for Q1, I believe it's 14 minutes for Q2, and then 12 minutes for Q3. In Q1, the bottom 5 are eliminated. in Q2, the next bottom 5, so will be eliminated. Those eliminated, they are actually now, like, again, Bartolo, Science, Stroll, Lawson, Grassley were eliminated in that. So those are the starting positions for them. Tsunoda, Colpina, Hulkenberg, and Ocon. Those are their starting positions, and then this is before we start taking into account of penalties. So right now we're setting the grid, the top half of the top 10 on the grid. Yeah, the only one who's come out is Albon. Albon is using a used soft for 9 laps. What are they doing? Okay, that's very weird that they're using a 9 laps already used soft. They must be doing another. They'll switch to something else later on. And the F1 rims are so ugly. Oh, not that ugly. They're not beauties, but I mean, there's I've seen worse rims. The only rims that are really ugly are the McLaren rims with the Google branding on them. They're the only rims that look really ugly. So we got several people on track right now. I think the only one who has, again, no, the last one to come out were the Mercedes. So Max is set at 111.729. No, that's not Max. That's Leclerc. My apologies. Fastest third sector. Max is the fastest first sector, and Oscar's the fastest second sector right now. Norris is setting a 112.292. What happened to that lap? Hamilton is going around again. Oscar's down on 111.273. So that is represented fastest third sector. Alonso at P3 with 11.7. Hamilton at P4, but that's not a representative time. See, Max is coming to the end of his lap right now. He's set to 111.248. He's got 25,000 faster than Oscar. Got 8 minutes left to go in this session. Still plenty of time. We still got half of the grid to set a time. Norris's lap time was deleted, so that 112.2 was deleted, so that he abandoned. That's why he abandoned the lap. So Norris has not set a time so far. Isaac, he's the next one who's going to set a time. He's going to go P6 with a 112.354. Again, anything above the 111s is not. Norris sets a time, but it's garbage time. It's a 137. That's it's technically a time, but not really. Waiting on Russell, Albon, Antonelli to set times. Russell will be first across the line, and Albon, and then Antonelli. Russell at the final chicane, Albon at the final chicane. Russell to the line. Russell to P3 with 111.516. Here comes Albin. Albin goes P8. Here comes Antonelli. Set to P4. 111.589. He's 0.341 behind. Russell's 2.68. Hamilton is pitting. Leclerc. Trying to see why. Comes Norris. He sets a 111.625. So that's a banker for P5. Right now, Albin is the only one on a flying lap at the moment. Okay, his previous lap was 125.2. So that was not an actual flying lap. That was a another warm up lap to go flying. And that allowed him to go pretty much with free air ahead of him. Comes out into the line. He's going to go PE 9 with a 112.056. So that didn't really help going around again. So as things stand right now, with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to go, Max is P1, Oscar's P2, Russell and P3, Antonelli P4, Norris P5. Norris had a lap time deleted. Then we've got Leclerc, Alonso, Hamilton, Albin, and Isaac in that order. Alonso and Hamilton are coming out of the pits now. Norris, I expect Albin and Oscar to pit. They'll have enough time to pit, put new tires on, make any changes they need, and then go back out. We're asked what the track record over in Twitch got in. Thank you, Varel. It's a 121.5. That's a Schumacher record. That's not right. No, I know that's not the correct record. Here comes Alonso and to the line. Hamilton will be a few seconds afterwards. Yeah, Bottas, the 113.07. That's the lap record. Bottas in 2019. That's the correct information. So Alonso and Hamilton are going to set lap times. Norris and Oscar are out, so is Leclerc, but they are on out laps. Here comes Alonso. He's at the final chicane. Hamilton is not on a flying lap. He is on another go around. He's going to go to P4 with 111.586. He has enough time to go around and do another lap. Hamilton, I thought Hamilton was not on a flying lap, but he does a 111.526. So P4. He's 2.78 behind Russell for Max's time. So they will be able to actually go around again and do another lap. Not have time to pit. Everyone is out on track at this point. and they'll have a chance to go around and do their lap. Isaac was the last one to enter to the track. Oscar on a flying lap right now. I think this will be his flying lap. This will be his attempt. Here's Max. He's on his flying lap now. Norris is on his flying lap as well. So Oscar, Norris, Verstappen, those are the first three that are going to be locked in. We'll see Russell, Antonelli, Alonso, Albon, Hamilton, Isaac, and then Leclerc. Leclerc is pitting. Oh, Leclerc has abandoned his lap. He could have gone around again. So Oscar gone to the top of the board, 111.120. Here comes Norris. And he does not improve in his position. So Norris is stuck at P7. Here comes Max. Top of the board, 111.059, positional pole, 61 thousandths. Here comes Russell. Russell fast second sector. He goes to the pole, 110.899, 1.6 faster than Max. Here comes Antonelli. Antonelli goes to fourth. Russell on provisional pole right now. Alonso, fastest. He's half a second off of, and Alonso is locked in at P6. Here's the Albon. Albon's locked at 9th, and here comes Isaac. Hamilton is pitting. And Isaac goes to P9, and that is our Q3. Russell, top of the board, Max second. That's a big gap. That's a big gap between Russell and Max. Russell gets into the 110s. I think it's the first time this is a 110. Vera, that might be the race, the GP record is the 113. The 110 right here is our pole sitting time. It's 1.6 faster than Max, who does a 111.059. Our next roll is Oscar and Antonelli. Row 3 is Hamilton and Alonso. We've got Norris 7/10 off the pace. Leclerc another 7/10, more than 7/10. And then Isaac and Albon are top 10. Yeah, medium tire strategy. Yeah, because, but so here's the thing is that Russell and Verstappen used fresh medium tires. These are medium tires that they will be able to use in the race tomorrow. So yeah, this has been Grash with you today. We're qualifying. I'll be back with you tomorrow for the race. Just looking at anything else. Max fans are going quiet. They're not quiet at all. My God. Stop stirring the pot with them, Tony. Again, this has been Grasheriza here for the Race Distance channel. We've got Russell, Verstappen, Oscar, Antonelli in our top 4. We will see you tomorrow for the race. Take care. Enjoy. I'm just trying to think. This is the end for the F1. There was another F2 race between FQ3 and Q and qualifying. There'll be another F1 Academy race. There'll be another F1 Academy race tomorrow before the race itself. Again, those who are watching Le Mans, enjoy. I will probably catch some of it later today. and I will see you tomorrow for the Canadian Grand Prix. Take care, everyone.